Seems to be working. On time as hell. Let's go. You know, I could really upset the people by doing Icicle right away. Think about it. Let's use that. I should get some water. While the masses show up. Boom. Ad starts in 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Well, thank you. Good to know. Let's see here. Let's go to this window. All right, I guess I should get started. Oh, god damn it. Why you no work? Okay, there it goes. Continue. You're... Turnabout reminiscent. Kay Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yatagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up. She literally just took it out of a bag. It's taking me back to many years ago. Oh my god. 7 years earlier. You're... Oh, fucking flashbacks, man. Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yatagarasu that told me to do it. I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? I know the true identity of Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu is the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yatagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the... I can't even get that word. Office? Are you claiming that Mr. Faraday is the Yatagarasu? That's exactly what I... Objection. Mr. Rell, I think we've heard enough out of you. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling the truth. You gotta believe me. In accordance with the defendant's accusation, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. I don't know, it seemed pretty baseless to me. Oh, Edgeworth, looking fancy. December 10th, 3:20 p.m., District Court, 3rd floor. Bro, are you having a good time over at the sprinkler? The bubbler? Over there? Man, look at this guy. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. And so it is that my first assignment as a prosecutor will be, as a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Hello, Tomato Curry. And Yoshi. Edgeworth. Well, well, well. Von Karma. Sir. Look at this old piece of shit. Have you read over the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. Memorized everything there is to know. Very good. Paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that, as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma. It looks like nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career, I'm honored and proud. As I have watched over your studies, I'm giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself, crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. That such a legendary prosecutor will be watching and judging my performance. I had to be perfect in every way. Man who cheats on everything be like, be perfect. This is so good. Gulp, 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 gulp. I could drink a whole gallon. I never heard of water that tastes that good. I think maybe I'll give him a minute. Glug, 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 glug. Oh, jeez, he's still going. Does he plan on gulping an entire reservoir dry? Bro, be thirsty. Sigh, excuse me, man, but this is something of the matter. I just thought someone would have brought hors d'oeuvre by now. But this is a courthouse. It would be quite atypical to provide hors d'oeuvre here. Sure, you two win. Also, I didn't kill your dad. True, he does end every sentence with that, right? Are you sure? Someone poured me a fresh cup of coffee last time I was here. What the heck does she think a courthouse is for? Mr. Prosecutor, sir, you've got a good eye if you can tell that I'm a prosecutor with just one glance. As there are always only prosecutors and defense attorneys in this lobby, I usually hint the mark if I guess one or the other while there is a recess. You're only guessing. Aren't these great? Daddy made all these. Awesome, but didn't you get fired right after you made them? Ah, yeah, I did. Spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to build the real thing. What? Excuse me? Is this like a working model or something? How the fuck did that model cost as much as the real thing? My boss wasn't very happy with me, haha. Hey daddy, why didn't you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it? Haha, I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. Secret mechanism. Maybe install that as payback for getting fired, it could be trouble. Oh, Bob, now I'm curious, true. Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he only killed because he was instructed to do so. That's still murder. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Byrne Faraday, gave the order. Ha! Faraday is such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Mr. Byrne Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense? He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court. That is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Aware? Well, there are always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individuals. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday will not be forgiven. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused prosecutor, Byrne Faraday, I'll prove the defendant's guilt. Look at this man, he can smile. Fucked up. Very good, I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of Von Karma. So have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you are talking about. Understood. Alright, here we go. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the... Fuck you, embassy. The victim, Mr. Deadman. Oh my god. Someone mentioned this name earlier and I was like, yeah, there's no way. Nope, dude's literally just Deadman. Was a staff member at the embassy. Defendant in this case, Mr. Mackerel. So when are you going to the day Edgeworth's mom and dad met? Probably the next case find, I guess. Was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon. A gun! Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yatagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Kondopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yatagarasu, but that he did not kill Deadman. Wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wanted to go down while in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. Footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun can be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. I did it because I was told to by the real Yatagarasu, Byrne Faraday. That sounds about right. By the way, it doesn't matter? His parents hate him to name him died, man. I don't know how much did your parents hate you to name yourself Tomato Curry 1? What happened to Tomato Curry, huh? That's what I thought. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of a Kondopian embassy staff member, my parents love me. No! People are actually referring to it as the second KG8 incident. The second KG8 incident? I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Because I hate myself. Oh. Damn. Sag. Well, even among the police, it's information that only a select few are privy to. Yep. Could you please enlighten me, sir? The second KG8 incident. Sir, what do you mean by the second KG8 incident? In order for me to tell you, you must first learn about the original case. Take a look at these documents. I carry them on me everywhere. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. That adds up. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? Amano. Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling, correct. CCU was an employee of the Amano Group and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Wasn't a Kondopian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Manny Cochin. Manny Cochin was the suspect. However, due to the lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence? Ha! If only I was in charge of the case, I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt, even fabricating evidence. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty, my mentor really is dedicated. Yerp. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of the case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG8 incident. So that's why it's been called the second KG8 incident? Yes. Yet there's one difference between the two incidents. What would that be? The so-called noble thief that is sending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. I better find out more. Me when I have to go study things that I already know about. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Kondopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal any suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or more likely to steal secrets from the Kondopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday, Mr. Faraday. He happens to be the prosecutor in charge of the Yatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG8 incident and the Yatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. What is it, little girl? You're scary, mister. True! I thought you couldn't use stolen stuff as evidence in court. That is correct. Do you need something? Did you need something? I want to trade these coins with you. A fistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies, but it looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Could that child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Me thinking about my own judicial system be like... But in a more comical sense and not as serious, and also I'm the one laughing at it. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete. Why you? Do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm so sorry. I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. About what Manfred does be like. True. It's no bother, sir. Not being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. September 10th, 4 p.m. Nice. What is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. me when I'm at work be like, yeah, I don't fucking know. Ah, he must be the one Van Karma recommended. I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, there was someone celebrating a birthday during the recess. Could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume, however. Yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is this blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs. Silence. There should be no yelling in this sacred hall of law. Me as I'm yelling. Bailiff, remove this man from the courtroom at once. Please. Wait, you have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them. They're both dead, Your Honor. What? December 10th, District Court, hallway. Stay back. Ugh. Hello, Mr. Detective. Actually, I'm a prosecutor. Unless you're talking to Gumshoe, in which case you can say hi to Gumshoe. Look at this guy. No one's allowed on the crime scene, period. Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hot spot. Isn't she Mr. Real's defense attorney? Hey you, no running in the hallway, pal. And who are you to tell me what to do? Never find out what's going on like this. It's time for some civil discourse. Let's go with the person who seems like they can actually know what's going on. Gumshoe Prime, true. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I was to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madam, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Psh. Huh? PHWWH does not have any sounds that could actually be made. Do not take me for some naive novice. You're a student of Von Karma. I should have. Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are the garments of one who gallantly presents the facts. Oh, thanks for the great laugh. But try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing around. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto Yu. And if you're telling the truth, then we are about to go head-to-head in court. But of course, I have heard much about you, Miss Yu. Ha! But of course, I have heard much You're a regular shit. This is how any normal person would react to the way that Edgeworth talks, and I appreciate it. Did I say something funny? I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? If that's the case, then why are you here? Oh, what's so funny? Just that the way you speak is so tactless. The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking such an insensitive question. It's fine, don't worry about it. And you are... Who, me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Ah, point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? I never seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name. Now, would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe, and just recently I've achieved my dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream, it's what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. The detective is entirely too excited to be at a murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that. But it would behoove you to fill me in on what you know. Wow, you're a proud one for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad. Bro's name is Bad. Is the one in charge. So you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to the defendant lobby number 2. So you were on guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot, and then I kind of froze. Your detective and a measly gunshot scared you that much? Then again, I can hardly claim to know what it's like to hear one at close range. Then, Detective Bad came running to the scene. We went into lobby number 2 together, and both men were lying there, dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. Detective Ass Bad. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, you didn't hear a single sound of commotion. The hell? This sofa looks like it's seen its fair share of use. Looks like this is another part of the courthouse is visible from the window. Ack, my eyes have locked with my reflection's eyes in the barred window. The student Von Karma refused to back down. I won. Is Edgeworth okay? Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Tyrell Bad. Tyrell Bad. Tyrell Bad. I can't figure it out. I was informed the situation came as quickly as possible. Try real bad? That might be it. So how did you arrive at the inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial. Plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. It was okay. His entire fit got demolished and he had to stop wearing it after his first case. That's so fucking true. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid? I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have a right to know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Is he going for his gun? It's just a mirror. How dare you trick me like that? He's reeling. Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade. He had a gun in his hand. The other man, a Mr. Macrell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went into the defendant lobby number 2? Yeah, that big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy really is testing my patience. Why was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yatagarasu case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yatagarasu's characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Fairley really was the Yatagarasu or not. Well, well, looks like you just might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son. Son, I'm not your son, Pops. Miss Yu, there is someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? A Kondopian embassy staff member by the name of Manny Cochin. Huh. What's going on? Detective Bad and Miss Yu's moods just changed all of a sudden. You're the victim, Miss CCU, so... Wasn't Manny Cochin's? I'll be right there. It's nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to see you again. Now. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? Yes! No! You do mind! Oh my god. Bad? Von Karma? It's been a long time. I knew would show up. Usually do when the Yatagarasu is involved, and I see this case is no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes, he's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where a detective is most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though, Bad, the man that I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday. I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away. Imbecile. I would have proved his guilt in 3 minutes. Von Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back on topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Francisca, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation, what else? That's your sister, Edgeworth? She is here on vacation from Germany. She's a daughter of Manfred von Karma and a student of his who's also a junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it. You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Ha! If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never! Why does she always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case? Yes, I am. Why do you ask? Well, you know, I'm close to becoming a prosecutor myself. And I am 100% confident that I could do a better job than him. That's just like Francesca. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad. Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both of these kids loose on the crime scene? Ha! This is a perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutorial skills. A crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one with the authority over this crime scene, Bad, and I will not tolerate complaining. Nah. Edgeworth. Francisca. I'll leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir. Yes, Papa. I'll take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Hold up, Von Karma. I still haven't agreed to this. Miles Edgeworth. It's been quite some time, Francisca. This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Would it kill you to at least say hello? Long time no see. Very good. Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud. She hasn't changed a bit. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. Looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. That's just like him. He never fails. Yeah, that's suspicious, ain't it? Now, I'd appreciate if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You're better off checking the things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be an arduous task. Defendant lobby 2. It's the only real explanation that they killed each other simultaneously. Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they're finished talking. What are you talking about? I'll only say it one more time. This competition is to see who truly worthy of the Von Karma name. A competition. The person that figures out the truth first wins. What are you doing over there, Nova? You just knocked down that pen for no reason? What a punk. So the person who doesn't discover the truth... Hey! What do you think you're doing? Let me tell you, she is not Stell. The person who doesn't discover the truth is dishonored to the name. Exactly. I don't care that you became a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth. Fine, whatever makes you happy. I take that as you accepting my challenge. Once again, whatever makes you happy. Ha! Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? Are you okay over there, Nova? She's having a fun time. I'm gonna find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am, competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. You kids, over here, hold it. Kid? Ha! Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid. I said kids, kid. How dare you call me a kid as well? I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy. You're going to watch over these two. Yes, sir, Detective Bad, sir. Now, what do I say from now on? Do what I say from now on, okay, kids? You better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the bite of my whip if you do. Eek! Then you, prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started right away, all right? Great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child. All right, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy. My name is Miles Edgeworth. And if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary. What the fuck? Bruh, they just met. What? And what would you do with my salary after you saw how much it was? That's up to you now, isn't it? Really? Sounds good, pal. He's so naive. Bro, from day one. Okay. Detective Bad, may I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the investigation. Where did the men acquire the weapons? The gun was inside of Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member, but I've never heard anything about the knife. Mr. Rel was being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in, which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could it have been a piece of evidence that had yet to be presented? Yo, Fumo. All right, got you. One of those items that Bad is actually pulling out his gun. One of these times. True. Wait, what if? If possible that Mr. Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutorial evidence, he could have brought it out and attacked Mr. Rel with it. Huh. Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid. Nah. Is he going to treat me like a child forever? Most people do. It looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rel first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel that it's too early to be drawing conclusions already. Let's first find conclusive evidence for us to protect the honor of the Von Karma name. 1 second. There are some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't appear to be any sign of disturbance. Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out in the hallway, you know. Maybe the plastic bags got on the floor, throwing us off. There's some stuff in the bag, pal. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably... What's up with the window? It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence. Ah, I better not touch it. I'll leave prints on it. Do you just not pay attention to anything you do? Why is the window open? The window is open and... heh. There's a fresh, flowery scent in the air. Ugh. The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. Do you think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Well, at least there's no way someone escaped through those windows, pal. They wouldn't wake up and smell the flowers out there fall from the 3rd floor. Are you willfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows? Yeah, I guess there's that too. Either way, no one's gonna get through these windows, right? They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. Whoa! What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. And perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television like this one. Oh, let me see here. Wow, this thing is huge. Ah! And way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You'll get your fingerprints all over it. But I didn't touch it. Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. Foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. TV has been left on. Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch anything. Gumshoe, you do know what will happen to you if you touch something. Again. Here's a style question. Characters who wear a jacket just kind of draped over their shoulders like Mr. Black. Is it cool or no? I think most of the time I would say it looks kind of childish. Like, he's indoor and like it doesn't look like it's too hot. It doesn't look like it's cold. So maybe he's just like wearing it like that to bring it around. But most of the time, if you're wearing a jacket like that, I'm just like, bro, you're just like asking for it to fall off. So I carry a cape without it being a cape. Maybe they should just bring back capes instead, right? I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. And you, get back to your investigation, all right? If you try to wear it like that. As soon as you spread your arms. I suppose in a lot of cases, you don't really spread your arms much. Why are there plastic bags scattered all around? These bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally, be happy when someone compliments people, when it's this guy. Anyway, could these plastic bags be evidence of a fight between the two men? Looks like this soap is ready to be disposed of. It's so soft, I can sleep for all 25 hours of the day on this thing. Write this down. If you're cold and someone else placed it on your shoulders. No, because that doesn't really warm you up. Write this down. Gumshoe experiences the dark hour. Fact. If only I could dispose of him. Fucking wow. This decorative plant's foliage is quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. What's Gumshoe's persona? Okay, I got this. It's the intent. I mean, the intent is fine and all, but it doesn't make you look any cooler, is the thing. But I suppose at that point, you don't really care how cool you look. You're just like, oh, fuck yeah, baby, let's go. Knife, gun. What, did they stab each other kill each other at the same time? At first glance, it seems like they must have been killed over each other. However, losing logic, the only logical conclusion is, Well, what's that outburst for? My detective instinct just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first, see? You don't need a detective instinct for that. It's common sense, but I suppose we won't know much more than that until after I examine the bodies. I won't rest until I've expected every suspicious thing. Let's take a look at that knife. Look at him with the knife in his hands. There's some blood stuck on it. Then he must have used this as a weapon. Yep, no doubt about it. Was Mr. Faraday carrying this on his person? Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial? Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down about it. Found it. So, speaking on streaming, I know we're not talking about it. I believe my YouTube VODs are back to working properly. For the default thumbnail, because whatever I did was not working, I just put Binema. You know, the one I used for the sticker? I just put that. And then I just have to remember to change it at some point. Good Binema. Yeah, I don't have Binema on this channel. First he killed a Kodopian embassy staff member, then he was murdered himself. This guy wasn't exactly an angel, you know. Oh, what makes you say that? Well, he's been hauled into the precinct several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type to have committed a murder or two. Well, he did admit to killing Mr. Dead Man. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective intuition was telling me something. Detective's intuition. Yup, you know about it. The special feeling that all the tech. We don't have time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. There's nothing unusual about this. Sure, I'll go to his face, whatever. Mr. Faraday, how ironic it is to lose his life in his courthouse. Yeah, why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Did he become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah. Get back to work. Find out the cause of his murder. Right. I'm on it, pal. Was it Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand? So he shot Mr. Rell, then fell on top of him while still gripping onto the gun. I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science, even I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use one. Callback, or foreshadowing? Depending on when you play this game, I guess. Hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look cool to hold a gun in your hands. It appears that the police screening procedures needed a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun, Mr. Faraday's hand. Okay. This hand is all black down here. See, I wonder what it could be. If you look closely, this blotching pattern resembles an ink stain. An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my hand when I use my feather pen. A feather pen? I've never seen one of those before. Surely you aren't just making it up, pal. Mr. Rell's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but it's truly lamentable that someone would try to hide the truth. Are you sure they were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Rell's cause of death with his body positioned like that. That's the bad. I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You're not able to form a theory with them the way they are. I believe an examination of the bodies is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you do have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it. Labby. Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos of the scene, sir. And there you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will ya? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe, do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir, understood, sir. So that's clearly a knife wound, yeah. His chest here. I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rell's holding. Labby. Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. From the look of things, one can deduce that the knife Mr. Rell's holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. There's something on his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Has an especially nice nib. Okay. Hey, you know, I always keep a pencil behind my ear. Because Detective Bad is always telling me, you should always write your name on everything you own. Yes, somehow you do strike me as a forgetful individual. Gold chain? Shot in the chest. It takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fired a single round. There aren't any burn marks around his clothes. That must mean... Wait, burn marks? A round grows very hot as it is discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are usually left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Mr. Rel must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. You sure know a bunch of neat stuff for your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rel and fired. However, Mr. Rel managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then, the two men fell together as they stood. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Check this area, but it can never hurt to take another look. There is like... It did say I had something else I could look at. Gun. He's holding a gun in his right hand. That's what Mr. Rel got blown away by, right? Labby, your answer? Yes, sir. We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun. Okay, so ballistic markings are something in this game. Oh, ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's it. Of course, I already knew all about that, pal. Maybe you'd be better off going back to the academy. Yeek! Come on, sir. Cut me some slack, will ya? So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what felled Mr. Red. Okay. See? Wait, we still have more. Is it like... Not the pen, not the face. Hand, face, chest room, knife. Okay. Looks like Mr. Faraday was stabbed with this knife that Mr. Rel is holding. Youch! What's wrong, detective? My stomach started to hurt from just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? Alright, that seems to be it. There's more! The frick? Maybe I have to do some... That splotch in Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe, I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that, but if it was just one time in my life. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. Pen used by the left-handed Mr. Faraday. Looks like it has a quality nib. Neat and tidy table. No human has climbed through these windows. Okay, let's try these two. Up. There is a very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table. And yet, a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle. In which case, there might not be another explanation as to how they got there. Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of this bag is related somehow. Eek, please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Alright, please hurry. Wait till you get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else in the bag. On or in the bag. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so, I'll leave it in your hands, pal. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very peculiar here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there is actually a contradiction that shows there's another possibility. No way, pal, really? I suppose I'll just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. I won't rest until I deduce this. Contradict to any of the evidence I hold. Hey Nova, what's up, kiddo? The chest, there's no compartment. Searching was shot from a few yards away. Eureka! There's a clear contradiction with the evidence here in this spot. Really, pal? Because I don't see anything wrong there. Ha! I was really testing you. Hey, pal, don't make me arrest you for lying. No, I guess I was mistaken. What the fuck do you mean I was mistaken? Is that not it? Gumshoe would never, that's true. Gumshoe's testimony. Oh shit. It seems Mr. Farrow was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens. That's the totally opposite of me. I don't get those things at all. Huh. Well, I think the pencil behind your ear suits you just fine. Really? You think so, pal? Man, I knew it was worth something. That wasn't exactly a compliment, detective. This looks like a quality nib. Hey, let's test it out, pal. Ooh, this is really I got ink all over my hands. That was a Gumshoe. Don't ever play with the evidence like that again. Okay. Other than the gunshot, didn't hear signs of a struggle. Eureka! Okay. Oh, isn't it because he's left-handed? Yeah. That's fair. I was just like, yeah, obviously, right? Like, he's left-handed and this is in his right hand. But once again, like, duh. Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Farrow uses left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. Using non-dominant hands. Exactly. I'm like, bro, they were like yards away from each other, like 3 feet. You can shoot someone from 3 feet away with your non-dominant hands. It won't even be hard. Also, who knows if he's ambidextrous? You know? He's left-handed, and yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like that happen? The facts add up to one conclusion and one alone. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. This is my shooting hand. True. Here's the autopsy report. It is probable that Mr. Rell survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. Looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. Are you sure we know everything? Of course, the incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clean and simple. There is absolutely no margin for doubt. Do you really believe that to be the truth? Ha! Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? Nah. It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry, I will. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rel survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rel. Mr. Rel, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. These are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he attacked first. Proving that logic to be false is probably the fastest way to show she's wrong. In that case, I should first look for any holes in her theory. It was instantaneous when Mr. Rel survived for a short time. From this, it's obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rel. And Mr. Rel, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Facts of this case. Hold it. So you believe that the dying Mr. Rel stole the knife from Mr. Faraday. Mr. Rel became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. But the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rel was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing, however, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so you could append that statement to your testimony, fine. They struggled. Present.
Objection!
Objection? If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Ha! You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Rel get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in the lobby number 2. It's not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rel saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rel took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rel after being stabbed. There's something strange in Francisca's statement just now. Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Rel after being stabbed.
Take that!
What do you mean it's not it? And he was feet away. I'm still not seeing it. In that case, I'll just have to try and explain it to you. Miles Edgeworth, you should know by now that you cannot fool me. Ah! I guess this evidence was unrelated after all. I had to think this over one more time. Mr. Rel grabbed the knife from Mr. Faraday's bag when he wasn't paying attention, and Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rel after being stabbed by the knife. It just doesn't add up. I have the evidence that proves it doesn't. I don't have the oh wait, do I have the autopsy report? Or was it added to this? Yeah, this. Okay.
Take that!
According to the coroner report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from shock. Put anime stickers on it. I did not see the anime stickers on it. Let me see. Let's take a look. Okay, that's you guys talking about deadlock. That's not the anime stickers. I don't see anything on it. Oh, because it's not there. I see. Good on Kate. She said she was going to do that, though. Then he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, you could not have possibly fired the gun after that. Oh, you got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, then there is only one correct explanation. We saw that Mr. Rel attacked first. Then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been able to kill Mr. Rel. Therefore, Mr. Rel must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That's the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Deadlock is anime. Apparently I have a 0% win rate with Jet, by the way. That's pretty funny. Hello, Lumbercat. Yippee! We love to see it. Bum. Also, that's not true. I literally just won a... Hey, Fallen, you're here. I know you're here. Hands up. Last time I played with Jet, didn't I? Or was that generic salad? It was one of the two. I just got put into, but yes. And we won, didn't we? I think it was what? Loss, win? Only from prior to September 2nd. Okay. I was about to say. I'm pretty sure I've won some games with Jet. A lot less info. I see. What are you talking about? You're saying there's a flaw in my logic. Mr. Faraday died instantly. The fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is... What? He died instantly. And the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in the crime scene. Oh, the order of the bodies. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Two kids fighting. Oh, there's two people dead. True. With you in track lock. That means we have a 100% win rate together, Tomato Curry. Don't think about it too much. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means some other shit that got objected. Let's take a look. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene must be solved is objected. Not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to do a bit more outside, think a bit more outside the box. And that it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation wouldn't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. What happened? It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell's. Two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. I just know that Francisca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. I already know what it is. The gun was fired from feet away. To a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both the knife and revolver, and then heat gun. After Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. Now Mr. Rell will end up bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but... Well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. Oof, I don't see any point to that, but as you please. Also known as a fun? That fact indicates they attacked each other at the same times from close range. You fool! You absolute idiot!
Objection!
You dumb child! So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Foolish fool! I can't. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's cloak. Therefore, Mr. Rell, the gun, must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 meters. Ah! The blood? Where's the blood spatter and stuff? I don't know. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on top of each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line, a foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill? Huh? Who? Person that attacked first with the murderous intent, that would probably be... I mean... the mystery man. If I say neither man, wait, a complete foolish line of thought. I'm not right. There's no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacks first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. Huh? It was a third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. The window attacked them, true, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. You need to prove that there was a third person involved in this crime. Of course. The third person was truly here. That fact would resolve the glaring contradiction that proves that this has all been set up made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved?
Take that!
The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Huh? Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for a moment. There's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they'd be able to conceal their presence. Ah! Looks like we've still got a long way to go on this investigation. Actually explain the blood splatter. Not really. The dude did get shot, and there's none there. Yes. Well, what the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? What? What's the meaning of this? Ha! Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare! That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. Miss Hugh, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad. So I asked you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Has legs. Gumshoe, did you kill Mr. Faraday? No! Of course not, sir. It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. Looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a whole peep of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now, spit out the truth, or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir, honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. Imposter judge. No comment. With how many times he's been accused, you'd think they wouldn't immediately accuse him all the time. Technically, this is the first time he would have been accused. Perfection is the only wish of a disciplined Avant Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? Gumshoe about. Detective Gumshoe, why were you missing from the hallway for a span of time? Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay? But there was a testimony against you that... Miles Edgeworth, why are you wasting our time with a completely useless question? Huh? The only logical reason as to why he was absent is that he's busy committing the crime. Anyone who says otherwise is a fool. Nerk. Maybe I should ask about something else. What should I ask about? The state of the hallway. After Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in that hallway at the time, correct? Huh? Oh, of course not, pal. You're being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me? Watch your mouth, pal. You can't go around saying stuff like that about me without any evidence. I suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point. Miles Edgeworth, how can you be losing a battle of wits with this detective? You're a disgrace. Kirk. Maybe I should ask you something else. Oh yeah, this is like 7 years ago. Sup, nerd? I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified. Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you had a grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that a fact? You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying. The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy. Because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. Ha! Ha ha ha! You're serious, aren't you? Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little courtroom practice. Let's go. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale. Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." Oh my god, Gumshoe! A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstood me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I can never hold a grudge. Quiet. We can't trust anything you say. Sir. There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. There are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Misused perfect explanation. May not be so perfect after all. Can't even afford salt for his ramen. So true. It was about a week ago. I find nothing bad with that. Let's have to get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah, you know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. There he was, totally beat red in the face. Ahem. After the offending detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he was about to die. Just like the fake face he's making now, right? I'm completely innocent, I tell ya. Psh! Qua! The poor man. Ah! It was quite the scene with the detective. Stood there, super pale, as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him. No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck on my face. Psh. Ah ha ha ha, but you do! Huh? What? Whatever got stuck on my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Ah ha ha ha! Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Miss you, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now. Psh, sure, why not? Your salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. To cut a new detective salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, didn't you threaten to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual worth. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers. Whew. Do you think maybe that's the reason enough for detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess they really shouldn't cut people's pay. True! Detective Bad. Don't tell me Mr. Von Karma cut your salary earlier. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You call your explanation perfect. Haha. Is that not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Yes. Alright, if you could clear up this one thing for me. These are not related. Motive for killing Mr. Rowe. Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good point. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell? His motive for killing Rell? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? That's impossible. She must know something. Psh, wait. Ah ha ha ha! Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. Grr, I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away. Minimum wage after Von Karm is done with them. True. Anyway, that's the way I see it. As long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have been played out the way it did anyways. Oh, would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is that just a requisite trait for being a Von Karma? Ah ha ha! Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Ahem, oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Yo, let's go. Motive to kill the man. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. All you really have to do is establish that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rell, who happened to be there, became a witness to Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I'm going to take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KGB, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member. The two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. There's something else I'm overlooking who is somewhat related to them. The victim, Siwa, found not guilty. Shadow over the Amano group. Let's just start pressing first. The motive for killing Rao would just be no witnesses. She did mention that. There is no one else who might have had a grudge. I suppose no one is a bit of a stretch. That was a while ago. Don't worry about it. It's true. I'm pretty sure no one like that was here in this courthouse today. She's lying through her teeth. We just saw someone like that here earlier. Besides, you don't need to prove that the killer had a grudge against both men. Anyway, Kay did it. Final answer. So true.
Objection!
Miss you. I believe there is someone you overlooked in your making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was a suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the Kodofian embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. Like 8 years old here. She'd be young, yeah. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of Kodofian embassy staff, Mr. Rell. The man who was the lead prosecutor on the incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. You covered for me, pal. Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery, watching the trial. Or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way, come on, Detective Bad. You gotta believe me, sir. I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of the crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you think he would at very least offer up I spaced out while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe, time for your interrogation. Detective Bad. Poor Gumshoe. Miles Edgeworth, I will go ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, ho, ho. Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss you, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what do you want to ask me about? The current case of the murdered Copian embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. Says Papa. I think of the Papa Pizzeria series. Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, man. Chat. I have some goldfish right next to me. And in true Origin fashion, can you guess what flavor they are? Sir Toasty. With his rate of 22. I'm guessing pizza? You're damn right, it's pizza flavored, baby. Hello, I did 10,000 and didn't get a shiny. Bro, if you want like a shiny alpha Tangrowth, I have one. I didn't know goldfish had flavor types. What do you mean you didn't know goldfish had flavor types? I want it in Gen 3 or 4. Comment Sir Toasty TL for my Pokemon Ranch Live Shiny decks. Toasty, are you okay, buddy? You need help? You can let me know. The content mill crushes us all to dust. Brother, it's only crushing you! I'm over here playing a good game. Anyway, yes, goldfish have a lot of flavors. Who will be the one to break the mill off its bearings and free the masses? Me! Let me see. Thing I don't know is what makes it like pizza flavored. Ah, it's probably this. Tomato paste. They probably use tomato paste on it. It's not like tomato paste on the goldfish. It's like an ingredient when using it. Who makes this? This is Pepperidge Farms, right? Damn it, I almost dropped it like an idiot. Yep. Let me see, I got this. Pepper Ridge Farms. I got this. There we go. Did I say a banned word? No. Sorry, I kept misspelling words. You're eating goldfish dipped in salsa. No, I think tomato paste was just like part of their ingredients before baking. That message failed to send. Nope. I didn't get any notification that it had a problem. Misflavored pizza flavoring. That's the thing. I don't really see anything else on here that would like. It says it has spices, celery, paprika extract for color, and onion powder. I don't know. Might be dying. That failed to send message has been popping up a lot lately. Really? The homepage more like TikTok. Yeah, dude, I went to go make a clip and it literally wouldn't let me like make it until I was like, oh, you have to choose your stupid ass viewing angle for the vertical video. And I was like, fucking, why would I want to do that? Garbage. This site's trash. So is YouTube, to be fair. Here's the thing. I went and scheduled a stream on YouTube, right? To try to fix the stupid ass thumbnail problem that I shouldn't even have. Just pick a viewing layout and then focus it on the Fuma Fuma. 1 second. I'm like, my ears are ringing like bad. Okay, I'm good. So I tried that, but what happens is it made a second dashboard, and when I attempted to go live at the time I set, it just wouldn't. It just would not start. And I was like, oh, okay, that's sick nasty. I love that for me, right? So it kept being like, do you want to use this dashboard? You can't have two streams trying to stream at the same time. I was like, sure. And then it happened again. I was like, sure. And then I go look and none of my fucking videos have been streaming on YouTube. And I was like, oh, okay. That's sick. I love when I lose like a bit of content to like this. And I go back and it's like, oh, by the way, the Dark Souls thumbnail's back. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, you can't delete, still can't delete thumbnails. Unbreakable Dark Souls, true. So instead I put Binema as the default thumbnail. So if you're looking for videos on my YouTube channel and you just see Binema, it's because I haven't gone back and like updated the thumbnail to like one of the auto-generated ones. Binema. Anyway, what are we talking about? How did we get all the way over here? I don't know. The point of the matter is, I want to eat more of these goldfish, but I like to have goldfish with another chip. I don't know how to explain it. It helps enhance the flavor. What was I don't fucking know what the content no. Don't you question mark me. Go get some goldfish and some potato chips and eat them together. That shit bombs. About the cheese and pretzel goldfish. I've never had cheese and pretzel. I've had pretzel goldfish before. It's probably because if they're using a cheese, it's probably a soft cheese and I'm not supposed to eat that. From the whole, that. Called fish and chips. None of these flavors exist. Actually, you know what? I'm going to call you out on it. Also, I've completely lost my place in where I was reading from. So I'm going to also do, not Pokidoku. I guess Pokidoku is like included in the dull section. Let me see. Cheese and pretzel. Goldfish. Are those a real thing? They are. Oh, it's the mix. Like it's not pretzel goldfish with cheese. It's cheese and pretzel. Oh, wait, but no, there are. Yeah. No, that sounds banging. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Extreme cheddar plus pretzel. They're my favorite. Yeah, goldfish go really well with other chips. I don't know how to explain it to you. Pretzels, potato chips, literally any other chip. They just vibe together. You gotta trust me on this. I would never lie to you. Would Fumo lie to you? Thanks for the follow. Time to do some icicle, baby. Before I forget, Evil Eye. Yeah, go figure. Oh shit. Wow. Almost Evil Eye today. Item room, blue or white, afterbirth. Nova, did you get yourself trapped in a box? Oh, whatever, who cares? Redeemed Fumo. Evil. I don't trust Fumos. That's a good point. You should not trust Fumo. Fates reward me. Fates reward is not in the item room and is also not from Afterbirth. Yes, I can see you poking your head out of the box, stupid. I'm in the box, chat. If you were in that box, you would be dead. Afterbirth, blue, not character, maybe always unlocked, thinking quality 2, so it's just okay. Not blue and white, just blue maybe. Just white and something else. What's like a good thing to get like a lot of colors checked? Oh, now you're going into a bag? Truly, you cannot be stopped, Nova. Means it's better than Bumbo. True. Eyes? That's true. How about we go with, let's go with inner eye, mom's eye. Those are too early. Eyesore, perchance? White. It is white. It is always unlocked. White always unlocked. Nothing to do with tears. Maybe damage? Dog tooth. I think that's also in a different pool. No, it is not. It is pure white. So that's good. Is it a familiar fly? Lost fly, perchance? It is not. Can I get a description? Bombs explodes, creeps spiders. Bombs explode. It's just spider bombs. Yerp. Yerp. It sure is. All right, cancel me. Oh, let's go! Let's fucking go! Finally! Let's fucking go! Wait, we need a new... We got cancer! We got it! We got it! We got it in one! The chances that we get cancer. Oh, back-to-back cancer tomorrow. True. Oh, let's fucking go, man. Finally, gaming. Real gaming. I think we peaked. I might have peaked the mic. I know that much. All right, gamers, time to get mad. Yerp. Yerp. Okay, wait. Hold on. These are Bob items. Yerp. All right. Fire. We got some fire-related items. Yerp. We got items with crosshairs. Yerp. And we got items that depend on Isaac's health. I'm literally just goated today. All right, Pokidoku time. All right, grass fire, ogre pawn, hearth flame. Yerp, fire rock. Fire rock, grass galar, grass electric. Grass electric, electric grass. It's all downhill from here. That's true. Mono fire, mono type galar, mono electric. Mono electric. Give me electric. 3%. Not bad. Mono type galar. How about phalanx? I don't get a chance to use that very often. Mono type fire. We count him. True. Mono fire. How about Heatmore? Yerp. Rock fire. Why is the problem? It's always the problem, right? Rock and ground are the same fucking type. They just are. Like, we can go Colossal G-Max. That's probably safe. Yerp. Rock from Galar. We can go Colossal again. Yeah, so Roly-Coly. Sure, fuck it. Rock Electric, though? Rock Electric. Rock Electric. That electric fossil mon. That's not a rock type though. It's like electric ice, electric dragon. We could do that for like electric galar if we had it. Electric rock. An electric rock type. To me, something comes to mind. It's I believe it's called Iron Thorns. Yerp. But is that rock type? Alolan Geodude. Oh yeah. That's right. Houndstone isn't a rock type. Dude, why the fuck is Runarigus. Fucking ghost ground. It is literally floating rocks. Are made of clay. Brother. Look at me. Shut the fuck up. Which isn't even true, by the way. Gonna commit crimes. Anyway, still mad about that. Electric Rock. I'm pretty sure Iron Thorns is one, right? Am I willing to put my money on it? Yes. Yes, I will. When else am I going to use iron? I'm so fucking good at video games, man. Electric Grass. The fuck's Electric Grass? Is that even a good typing? It's okay. Electric Grass from Galar. Fucking... is there an electric grass in the future? There's no, this is the future? Yeah, there's obviously an electric grass. The problem is coming up in my brain. Oh, wait, no, I know it. Old Torbasui. Grass Galar. What the fuck was a grass type in Galar? I could go the Grookey line. The Grookey line is grass type in Galar, but that's kind of easy. What other grass types were there in the first set? In the first set of grass, I'm like, I can't even think of any grass types. The fuck? Like Appleton maybe is a good one. Let's go with Appleton G-Max. Yo, let's go. Easy. Rotom Mo. That's right. Grookey. Not bad, not bad. Macargo, not bad. Roly-Coly was the most common for this. The fuck is Hisui? Did they sneeze and send them to the final product? Oh, Hisui is the region in Legends Arceus. Golem was the most common. Iron Thorns was the least common. I'm gaming. Most common was Pikachu. Let me look to see the least common. Mareep. Yeah, that makes sense. Poltegeist. Yerp. Braxton was the least common? Least common, by the way. Look at that. Appleton actually less common than Appleton G-Max for the first time ever. Get fucked me, I guess. And then Growlithe. Hisui. I always forget that this exists because Rock Fire is such a funny typing. Ogerpon, once again, is Ogerpon W. And we got 9 new Pokemon for our Pokedex. That's gaming. All right. Everyone okay? We've done the dolls. I've talked about the pizza goldfish and how they're good with chips. The problem is the only chips I have are like, what? Flour tortilla chips. And I'm like, still riding on the cancer high. Yeah, that was pretty great. Gotta say, I'm a big fan of that. Woo. All right, gamers, we begin anew. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident. I'd appreciate if you stop with the false accusations. Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Phew. Wahaha. Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me? Gurk, if you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG8 incident she is. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG8 incident? Through the victim. Your connection to the KG8 incident. Nurk in my vocab tomorrow. Best of luck, buddy. is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Psh. Ah, sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. Get owned, Edgeworth. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but. Murder. Miss you, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Ahem. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. Everything? As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, CCU, as I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree, all because of a lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Cochin trial was over. Apparently a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then the evidence has been tampered with? Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. Then they bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. You think they'd like keep you from it considering how much personal stake is on, but whatever. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean, you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? In the world, they're just suggestions, true. Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was a defense lawyer on this case after he arrived. He figured he should say hi and one other thing. Looks like he couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Ha 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 ha. Oh boy, stop it with the scary face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face, based. The way she talks about slapping him as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Ahem. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around. The people in the gallery claim he was in the seats the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Haha, sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Phew. Ah. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Ah ha ha! Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know, laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. The KG8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth. To be continued. How many to be continues do you think we're going to get on this case? 2, 3, maybe 4, if they're feeling frisky. December 10th, 4:45 p.m. 82, holy shit. Oh, the sprinkler's broken now. 3rd floor. Sir, what is to become of the trial into the Codopian embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are both now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Ha! Looks like you have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for the trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Capodian embassy staff member and the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it upon himself with his naivety. An outrageous circus, right, sir. I grow wary of this topic. Edgeworth, I will have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for. I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof. Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such thing as a perfection. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I, we're competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Man who got asked, hey, what do you think, mister? I literally always know the person who did it. Yes, you can continue your investigation. How else will you get any experience? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. You have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? Wouldn't it be very interesting otherwise? I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca. See to it that I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. By the way, I also did not kill your dad. Thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I'm gonna let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I don't have enough information, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. I can't stop the water, sir. Seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretend to not see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing the officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. It sounds to me like she wanted a drink. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. Not exactly a fan of plastic models per se, but even I can sense the superb quality of this model. Yeah, it costs as much as the building apparently. Kate Tomo. Would Tomo kill Miles' dad? Let this be a lesson. Never trust a cat. They will commit crimes. Ruka will. I didn't have to ask for Ruka because Ruka would absolutely do it. Oh, I see. You're a disciple of my father. So you should do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things. Yes, perhaps you should take up with whipping people like the young lady over here. Wants to explode them. Luna doesn't know what she's talking about. It's okay. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in the waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I understand. So let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judges, trial, exchange log? This is be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about the court in here. It's just page after page of unrelated drivel. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu. And it would appear that fried oysters are a favorite. I have no use for such foolishly foolish words from the foolishly foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of this court's judiciary. I have horrible news for you. Miss you. Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. Nothing wrong with a little bit of trolling. There's a lot wrong with a little bit of trolling. Get it twisted. I'm Franziska von Kamm, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. about to. I guess that means that for now, you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. What? Why are you whipping me? Psh. Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Psh. Ah ha ha, look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead, and that to ask of you. Ah ha ha ha. What exactly is so funny? Psh, sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with the super serious atmosphere. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. Oh, I feel much better now, so what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We were in the defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were with Detective Bad, why? I had a little something to discuss, that's all. Just a little bit of crime. So I take it you are acquaintances with Detective Bad? Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident. That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, didn't you, Edgeworth? Mr. Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. How does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, CCU, was my little sister. Ah, you're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I seen him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Wow, we gotta talk to her a lot. You claimed that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Blad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into the lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. K even. True, K? K could have done it. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Psh, nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Bloody, when she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Bad and I were in the defendant lobby number 1 when the murder occurred, so I really couldn't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. Mark Rell. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mark Rell. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that, it was the Yatagarasu that made off with the evidence from KG-8. I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up. Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there was no footage of him sneaking into the Kondopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job it is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. Psh, I don't believe it. You're serious. Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edra, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the K-8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rell was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. But your earrings kind of go hard. The 2 scales? Yeah, they're pretty sick. Miss you. I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies? The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Grrr! Add it to the grr count? Francesca, be careful about who you whip. Carefully chosen Choose carefully. We may be sued by Niahau. There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Psh, that just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. Is Tino, as the kids say. What's wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? Oh, Edgeworth. And so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say, I've never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and likes of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Oof, vigilante or not, this person sounds just like another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. Sounds like I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. Should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. He does seem to be a little less mad. Joelus. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Youch. As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you are truly innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer from me, will ya? Huh. I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, detective. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? What exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because of my very first day as a detective. I reported it at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got done in Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere school child. Damn. Can someone give Gumshoe a break? You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. Nope, nah, that's fair. However, when did you receive the order to do so and from whom? Earlier around 3:20 and from Detective Bad, pal. This trial took a really crazy turn. I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet, something did happen to him, correct? Looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. Needs a hug. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Next step. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you were carrying on your personage. Ah, wait, you can't do that. There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Ah, hands off, pal. Just show it to us already. Yo! Mr. Bad, sus. Annual bonus check within, $5 total, except there is no check inside. You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me, now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this, don't worry, we'll throw it away for you later. How could you? I'm sorry, but I need to take him for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. I have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood. But please make it brief, sir. In the history cast, who hasn't been accused of murder? Thinking. I don't think Herlock Shlomes was ever accused of murder. The judge? You should go play the Great Ace Attorney, Fallen. I don't think, was But Suzuto was never accused of murder either. Or Iris. Gina was. Naruhodo was. Sogi was. Ignore that I've only watched it multiple times. Maya clueless. True. It is crazy how good TGAA is. Never been accused. At this point, Maya should start committing crimes. What are they gonna do? Be like, oh, but like Maya's been accused of like 7 crimes. Like, do we really want to go through this whole song and dance again? And then Maya can just sit there like, just as plans. I hear from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about whether the crime is the truth. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct? Yup. Not a single ant passed through the hall while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself, huh? Oh. But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the 2 guys that's beyond what that I can't even imagine. Down, get hit on the head. No, he's just sleeping. He intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie, but why would he do so, given the situation he's in? We have a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the detendants' lobbies is in order. Oh, hello, Kay. Ack, you! Get absolutely fucking owned, Edgeworth. Rasp. What are you doing? The criminal herself. True. How could you not have noticed that coming? No. Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier? Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll. Yo, a Swiss roll? Fuck, I could eat a Swiss roll. Never runs into her antics again, clueless. True. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. Meh. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. But I believe that's all I needed of this man. Now, for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct. The judge or that scruff face, right? Those of you should inspect the hallway in front of the lobby number 2 then, next. Suppose so. Shall we head on over? Francisca. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here for forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't too far, is it? No, it's a short way down the hall, beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm gonna hold it. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. Nova? What the fuck are you doing? Huh? I heard that. She's hiding. Destroy. Where is she? What is she up to? I don't know. She'll come out of hiding sooner or later. Oh shit! This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. I have no idea how you have no idea how frightening it was. Isn't that the wait, that's the special move in the Capcom game that Phoenix Wright is in, right? And Ace Attorney 2 as well. Oh. So did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. What are you doing? Thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Francesca Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Miss Ock. I bit my tongue. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently someone doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh, very well then. I shall carefully call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. All right, after all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Your Honor, the judge! $7 hot dog. That's kind of expensive. Beef jerky, $9? That seems about right. Orange juice, $9 for orange juice. What the fuck? Non-forward facing judge cereal. Ham sandwich, $8. You can get a ham sandwich for less than orange juice. Beef jerky is the same price as orange juice. The cheapest where oranges nearly went extinct 10 years ago. It's organic orange juice. That's still not $9. I haven't seen the cat. I wonder what happened with her. Freshly squeezed by a little guy in the machine. This must be Vancouver. True. We're at the time of the murder. Do you expect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well. You may continue your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh, I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. We gained a sense that I might want to avoid bringing in a trial run by this judge. Aware. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. You go take a look through the window at the end of this hall. You'll see a small window. That is a window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machine buying something from it. However, Tomato Curry, hit me with that, however. The window into the toilets. Yup. And this I couldn't believe. When I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. Oh, it was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I was sort of brushed it off. Ho ho ho. Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. Probably all I'm going to find from his honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Oh ho, anytime, Mr. Edgeworth. Anytime. The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little too wishy-washy. Oh, there she is. Nova, you're so loud my mic is picking you up. You gotta calm down. She's not calming down. However, I feel that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. What are you doing, sir? You find anything, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. Is there no one working in this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue? Holy shit, Francesca. Unfortunately, there doesn't appear to be a single person we can deem useful here. Doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. It would appear, How big are their credit cards? What the fuck? Or they'd be more committed. That's true. Look at how big that credit card slot is. It's massive. Just lovely. What will they think of next? Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. 1 pack for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the switch do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. You put your entire wallet in. Defendant's what? The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll that little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. So this means that one should eat these during a recess. You can't eat during a trial. So I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? Well, never mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we could pool our money together and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want to do it. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean that there was just milk here from the various defendants. Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. Packs of 2, huh? Sus. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anyone following this invite won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. If your stomach is as bad as mine, it actually is pretty bad. Let me tell you. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you. Sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge. Has Edgeworth ever eaten food before? No. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. Do you get 4 of them? It would be false advertising if you don't, right? Don't be a jerk in court, like these beef jerks, I see. Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it is very clever pun? Would not be so bad. I agree. For 4 halves, that's not too bad. The only thing they put, well, unless it's like literally like ham, mayo, lettuce. Ew. You really think they put that much effort into the product names? Even a foolish fool would understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolish that I got so thoroughly mad, and now I'm utterly famished. If you want a pack of these, all you have to do is ask a normal person. Quarters, not halves? It might be quarters. The picture is enlarged. Oh. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. The winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne. Yo, Payne W? Ouchie W? Let's go? What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Yvonne Karmer's hands, everyone in court would be found guilty dogs.
Objection!
Objection! Overruled! Okay, I can't click on anything else. Unless it's what I expected. Every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Oh, what's this? It's a pink colored piece of trash made out of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, I see it's a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a litterator running inside the courtrooms, that's simply unforgivable. Now die. Ack! It's not like I was the one who littered. Machine is specifically specified as fast food and milk, implying that OJ is fast food. OJ has the sugar content of fast food, no doubt about it. In fact, milk is often served with fast food as well, isn't it? Like as a kid's choice? The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squished under it, you better work extra hard just like these ants. Ants totally got it and they're going in the room next door. True! They gotta grow strong bones. True. What is the matter? I pricked myself on one of these cactus needles. I didn't think these needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Oh, well then. I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it's related. So the window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can't see it. At your height, I'm not surprised. Uh-oh. Dude, you're gonna get whipped. Yerp! Come on, man! This gotta be completely useless or I'll be disappointed. It better be the murder weapon or I'm gonna be mad. I guess short people have feelings too. What do you mean, Edgeworth? I guess short people have feelings too. Well, that's fucked up. Why are you so offended by that? Who says that? The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance. Can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame. Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench. Ah, I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Can you please find out whose handprint this belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I got the results of the fingerprints now, so we know who they belong to. Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Randy Newman wrote this part. Short people really be like the rest of us. Me, as someone who is below average height, no! And there you have it. I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied that bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. What are these black specks? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Oh, that detective, he claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet, here's a whole hill of them. Back! What are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Nah. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. The looks and sweet smell of it's a piece of cake and chocolate from a sweet roll. Miles Edgeworth. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. Yo! It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Yeah. I am being assaulted. Ants are pouring out of the hole in this bench as well. I wonder if the inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants. Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought. Ugh, I'm sorry. Alright. Let's go thinking time. Let's go! These pieces of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. That vending machine. Ah, I see. We talked about it. Stay neutral as a Swiss roll do with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive. Even the fact that it's on the expensive side. The fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway. Just that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Ugh, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who brought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Is it in order? Stay neutral as a Swiss roll. What do you do with these until the end of the trial? Oh my god. Wait, deduce. Any of the evidence I hold. It sure does.
Eureka!
There's a clear contradiction here. He has no cash. I mean, there's like 3 different ways to get to the line of logic I'm going for here.
Eureka!
There we go. Yeah, literally only has $5 in his name. So here's the thing, right? We gave $1 to Kay. Kay and Gumshoe pooled their money to buy a pack of Swiss rolls, and each took one. That's what happened. He said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Kay complicit in murder once again, true. Indeed, the detective should have not been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how? Hello. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, you? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself. Plus, I still hold investigative authority. This man's art style. It's exactly the same. What are you talking about? Tomato curry. What is that emote? Blue? Penguin blue waving tear? Crazy. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know. I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective instinct told me. It's cute. True. A lot of good it did. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor with it.
Hold it!
Hold it. Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did he set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard. Detective Bad? Yeah. I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he'd drag Real off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something, and that Faraday had said to not let anybody interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. How can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2 just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It would seem that I am still missing some key piece of information. Not bad. You also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in the defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug, who was just walking around in the hall. and raced into lobby number 2. And that was when we discovered the bodies. In that order. Don't be a murder suspect. Difficulty level impossible. True. Well, I guess it does, little miss. I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve or else. Huh. You wave that thing around anymore, and I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss. You wouldn't dare. Haha. Just joking. Nah. Detective Blatt is really something if you can make Francisca behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? Place he heard the gunshot. Situation around the gunshot. Time he heard it. What time? I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again. I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang! The sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. You heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Hold it! Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing. I have the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he's keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask for that you cooperate with us for just a bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then, be abstinent. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Young judges for justice. Bro's like 100 years old. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope. Just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir. I guess we all know you know all the players in the case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. He's making a most ridiculous looking face. That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose, but to Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate, this poser seems to be of no use to us right now. There are no signs that this fire extinguisher was used in the crimes. You can already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it? Francisca. What's not Russ' absolute genius? Must be something we need to... This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier. I believe this is a piece of a popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. Investigation complete. Let's go. Gaming. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Well, I do too. All right, Francisca. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know. We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins, almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma. Silence in the courtroom, silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred and Mischievous Prosecutor. You bit your tongue again, didn't you? Let's see, what is he trying to say? Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Mr. Von Karma, Miles Edgeworth. And Miss Genius Prosecutor, successor to Manfred Von Karma, Francisca. As a defendant of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well then. Your testimony, if you please. Pop. What I saw at recess. During the recess, I went to the restroom. Okay, we're in the courtroom. Gotcha. There's a window I could see on the other end. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machine. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh. I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. Rebuttal. During the recess, I went to the restroom. There was a window on the other side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machine. Hold it. Are you sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat. Yeah, that's true. Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw. What? Preposterous. My eyes are sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be. Clearly, his eyes are not the only things that have become fuzzy. But allow me to say this with the honor and dignity of a judge. I am not mistaken in what I saw. When I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. He disappeared. But Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machine? Why, yes, I did. The restroom windows look over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. Ted must have gone into the crime scene lobby another two at that point. He went over the courtyard, did he? It's mighty suspicious to me. I would like to present to you some evidence. Objection! What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone is giving testimony? Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. That's true, he doesn't. Miles Edgeworth, there's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. Some people consider their jobs to be all real life is. Francesca, you'll soon learn that that's the majority of people. And they're wrong, of course, but, you know. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you would take a look at this for me. What is that filth? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. Now you must know, the uncouth bench sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh, well that's good. But who is it? We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing just murder, he had to go dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. Well, it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench. We have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. Like someone thought it was a gunshot. That's my guess. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? Heh. It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window. Miles, my boy, Edgeworth. Idiot. Stupid. No! I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. But basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot where the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. It seems you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. Well, what? Do you finally see, Your Honor? Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Hold it. Sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! There's something of value that you'd like to say. Yes, actually, there is. I remember something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court once more. Even if we overrule him, he'll just keep on talking, won't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? What I saw, part 2. I suppose it's possible you couldn't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Gurnuk. How was that? That is a testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words. Eek! I'm sorry, but honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. Now he mentioned this, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, there was someone celebrating a birthday during the recess. I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson. The most critical point of this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway? Whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details of your testimony. Well, we know what this is. This is the balloon. You can't see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about the probability of the most important detail. Leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Your Honor, about what you just said. I know, I couldn't believe it myself. Bang! Went the gunshot, and I heard you, and then jumped. Like this, like this, and then with a kick, Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir, sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know, I looked. There was no one there. This judge's emotional circuit seemed to be stuck on overreact. At this point, nothing stands out to me as contradictory in his testimony. Franziska. If I'm correct, this testimony is hardly precision quality. I know that, and that's why I said at this point. I think my first line of attack will be to draw more information out of his honor. Hold it! If it is something that forgettable, I don't need to hear it. Eek, but all I did was forget to mention it. That sort of excuse may work on other people, not on a Von Karma. Oh! But it's such an important piece of testimony. Please, give me a chance to present it. I suppose I have no choice in the matter. Of a gunshot.
Objection!
What? Well, I guess we're still alright. Please continue with the testimony. The two of them overruled me. Lose the truth to the darkness forever. They stay calm, think carefully, and find a flaw in his testimony fast. Alright, I'll just keep pressing you. In that case, you can see that you were overconfident in your last testimony. Now hold on there. I said that it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something. I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on the bench, do you? Yeah. Well, you have proven that it's possible that the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left. He's right. I've yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, his honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him.
Hold it!
Hold it! As you established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for a recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right. Just as I expected. What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for, Your Honor. That statement you just made now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. All right, if you insist. Get owned, get owned, get owned, get owned, get owned.
Objection!
Objection! Your Honor. I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor. I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Egads, I've been overruled. Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. Well, what do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Manfred von... Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you just bite your... whatever. Why don't you just bite your tongue on those preposterous names? I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Huh. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a step ladder or 4. Holy Edgeworth! He wants to be killed! Mr. Edgeworth. My ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Ha. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be. Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot. The sound of a gunshot. You return to this point of contention. That piece of evidence. I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge really heard was. Fortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. The Swiss roll.
Take that!
Take that. I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? Presents the gun. It may not look it. Alright, but this is actually a piece of balloon. I see. I suppose you would like me to accept that piece of balloon into the court record. Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as followed. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at the time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. You idiot. You absolute fool. You dipshit. Here's why you're wrong. It's right here in this updated autopsy report, baby. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Huh. Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this? That was a good effort you put forward, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I would have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Here to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins. Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in a conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. That's it. That balloon that girl was holding, it explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? It's pretty hard. What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to myself that he's released. Wait. There are still a few things I have yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did or not, just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can say for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. Chapter 10th. Same place. Hello, Gumshoe. Well, what is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that. No, 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 no. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. These are deeply unserious people. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hastily judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is just part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yow! My whip will object loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely, understood. However, I got you, pal. Looking back on the scene of the crime scene in the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. This course hosts on Detective Blade's order. That's true. As soon as I got here, you ordered me to stand guard in front of the lobby. That's true. I had 10 on until I heard the gunshot. I was in the hallway the whole time. That's true. I'm not a detective. I swear it wasn't me, pal. Yeah, we just need more information then. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying. It's time to pull the information I have on him. Welcome back, Tomato Curry. I was down here in the courtroom, Blade's order. As soon as I got here, you ordered me to stand guard in front of the lobby. Let's try to press this. And by he, you mean Detective Blad, of course. And this being my first time at this courthouse, you also walked with me up to the 3rd floor hallway in front of the defendant's lobby. And did you meet anyone along the way? There's such a video how we rated to Miss You. When he heard from Miss You that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard for the hallway pass. Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Blad's. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it is not a fact that you did something while you were in the hallway. Of course I did something. I guarded the door to the lobby number 2, pal. What else? Very well then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch. Oh. Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I take a step away from the door, just like I was ordered not to. But why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we are all in shock and in awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. Youch. But I'm not lying. I should hurry up and bring up this insipid testimony to a close. I didn't take a single step. Do you have the judge's testimony? No? Alright.
Objection!
Brother! Eat this. I have an objection. What is it, pal? Dr. Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Huh. Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sully hallway bench. Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this. You inconsiderate, slovenly pig. Hiya. Yeek! I promise to clean it up later, I swear. Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of the door. Is that really the case? Then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls? Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of that door, how do you manage to get the bench dirty with your grubby hands? Yeah. Youch! It appears that Francisca's whiz can do more damage than my words alone can. Alright. I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. That's all I'm sorry for, you got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. That last statement, it may sound like it makes sense, However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us? Huh? Of course not. I've got nothing else to hide, pal. Only if that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal. I swear there was nothing else. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Huh? Remind me again, pal. Vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask you then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Inflation hit them mid-trial. It's crazy. Can you provide me with a proper explanation to that? Arg, I told you, I bought it myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in the hallway with me. So there's no one else who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. What? How? What proof do I have that there must have been someone else in the hallway?
Take that!
What the heck is that? Nick, I knew. Wait, what the fuck? What? How do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective? I have no intention of falling for his lie because there was definitely a second person. That piece of evidence should not exist.
Take that!
Same thing. Literally the same thing. Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal. I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls. But if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it. You thief. What? I would never do such a thing. All you liars at the sim, you started out as thieves. You're under arrest, pal. I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that have to say about you, detective? Yuck. This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. Oh. There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them. But you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them. Oh! It appears that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl. It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm Kay. Kay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do. Well, then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe. Okay. What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong. Okay. It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Roar! Hello, Kay. But small. Now then, Kay. Hiss! She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something.
Take that!
Have a Swiss roll. Okay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll. It really belongs to you though, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Dad. Oh, my. Your father, he's... don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet. Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Dad. I heard other guards talking about it. About how Daddy's, he's not here anymore. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna... cry. A lot of whys there. It's alright, let it all out. Your father just passed away after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. Edward, if you have another flashback, I will end you. Imagine if this case got put on hold and it was like to be continued and then we flash back to this. Okay, all my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. Has sucked for decades, huh? Europe. And now to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here. How about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes. Quiver. Ah. Honk. Ah, my cravat. Don't blow your nose on that. I feel better now. Thanks. It appears that we've caught you red-handed eating a Swiss roll. Ack, looks like I'm sorry lying to you, pal. And you have nothing else to say. Man, karma? I had nothing to do with that. Sure do. It was so fluffy and sweet and big. And it was perfection, pal. Totally worth every penny of my bonus. I see. Well, good for you, detective. Can't believe it, but almost funny when a fool is this unbelievably foolish. Hello, Kay. Kay, are you going to be alright? Yep, I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it. I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers. You're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right? That's right! Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ha! It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francesca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Okay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world. So a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? And so as we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolutely favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh, I wanted to be a hero of justice someday, just like Dad. So I've been working really hard. I see, and what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. A promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. Appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try. Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too. Yeah, you're really cool, too, Gummy. Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with these two of them? I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero, too. Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail. I'm really sorry about that. Gummy is not a bad man, okay? Kay does look like she's about to actually just start kicking people. I heard hero of justice, even their fate posting. They're not fate posting! That poor judge, he's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? So I take it you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier. Yep. Yep. I was on my way to see Dad when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway, staring real hard at the vending machine, so I said hi. And when was this? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while, and then went on our own ways. That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right? Ah, you got me! I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Swiss rolls. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. That still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one. Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. That's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why... Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal. You never mind me that you're the one already under arrest? Yow! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. I'm sorry about your roughly thing. Yes, well, now that it's obviously drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here, you can have this one. But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see, it's right here on this page. Never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. It's merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. He did have a spare. What a fucking nerd. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little K in that hallway. Oh. Grr. Add to the grr counter. I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Hold it! Miss Miles Edgeworth, there is something you still yet to resolve. I beg your pardon. You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake. Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why. So, what was the detective's motives for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay. Always treat people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Everyone follows the rules. Okay, give your own promise. You'll never keep your promises, okay? Never take things from a stranger.
Take that!
Take that. Mr. Faraday and promise notebook. How does this explain anything? Never take this for a taste the Swiss roll. That's exactly it. You look at this page. It clearly written what Kay says. Never take things from a stranger. Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise. He tried to cover for Kay. What a foolishly foolish fools of a foolish reason for a fool. Yeah. Oh. Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you? Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why. Gummy. At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you got on you was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is $6 pack of Swiss rolls. Yeah, but then, like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up. I was thinking about sharing a snack with Dad. So I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. I only had about $1 in coins. So we pulled my 5 and her 1 together and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. The Gummy said, Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, we won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know? You told me it'd be okay. And you gave me a whole roll to save and give to Dad. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together. Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget as long as I live, pal. Anyway. Okay, I believe this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this one piece away. It was sitting high up on the windowsill where you couldn't see it. So just this once I'll forgive you, but that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. Because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll. And be mean to Gumshoe. Exactly! Wow, you really got me there, pal. So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other half of the roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me. Is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. But about this Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course. I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. What? Arrest her. True. Mrapwa, I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, what have we here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. What, Miss Callisto, you? That girl is Mr. Faraday's... I know, so what? Even that just because she's the victim's daughter, she has to just run wild all around the crime scene. I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however. As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct? Yeah, but... You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He's the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. I have no counter-arguments to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. Nah, the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? Oh, I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Oh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Ha ha ha. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back at square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where the Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. To be continued. Well, chat. A perfect time. Truly fantastic. To finish the game. Nope. Today's Sunday. Tomorrow's Monday. The day after that is Tuesday. But guess what? I'm not playing this on Tuesday. Yep, a cliffhanger. Woo, baby. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. You get nothing. This is how days of the week work. This tomorrow either. That's true. Have yourselves one of these. Sag, don't get to see Kay get arrested. True. I will not be live tomorrow, as it is Monday. And Monday is the day I do maps. So I will not be live. But Tuesday, I will be live. What will I be live with? Anyway, I'll see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.